The market moved slightly higher before slipping into the close. Are the bears making a comeback? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that the market needed to push to at least 4302 before we saw any kind of pullback, and that's exactly what we saw. The market pushed up to about 4306 today before starting to pull back into the close. Now the question is, can the bears follow through? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, with a small pullback into the close, the bears do look like they want to start a pullback. The question is, how big will it be? So let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, here we are on the 5-minute futures chart, and I drilled in a little bit just because not a lot happened today, and I did big picture stuff yesterday and talked about what we were looking for overall to the downside. But just as getting started, it's important to understand these numbers, so that's why we're kind of zoomed in here on the 5-minute. We did get a push up. 4305.75 was the high, and then we started to pull back from there. So we did hit the 1.0 at 4302, and that's a very important mark to hit on the way up. That does give us very clear parameters. Now, essentially, as long as the market stays above the 618, which is the bottom of the pivot at 4253, we would be bullish up towards 4350 to 4370. Now, if they do come down and break this pivot, it's going to depend on how they do it and what it looks like, but that would be the first warning to the bulls that the move up is starting to crack. So as of right now, we're going to call this wave 3 of 3 because it can stop at the 1.0. That is its secondary stopping point, although you'd like to see it hit 4333 here, the 1236. So what we can see, and you see this a lot, it hits the 1.0 and it kind of gives you this fake little pullback, and then it does go ahead and extend on up to the 1236, and then it follows its natural course from there. But if they aren't able to do that, we would look for a B wave rally and then a C wave down toward the 618, and I would look for the bulls to actually hold support here. We are in a precarious position, so it's not guaranteed. We are at near the top of weekly MACD charts, and daily MACD charts are kind of high, and the divergence on them is really big. So it's not guaranteed we hold here, but just given the overall path of the move down and how it played out in the volume of the day, I don't necessarily think we've started the bigger move down. But as I said, if they do come down and break through 4253, that's a big red flag. Coming down in the C wave, 4253 they need to hold. Then we'd look for a move back up toward the 4350 area to complete all of wave 3. One more pullback into the 4300 to 4370 area, and then one last push towards 4370, 4400 in that area to kind of complete this move up. That would be a standard path. Nothing about this move up has been all that standard. It's been a little bit tricky to track in the micro counts, so stay on your toes on this. I'm not as confident in the overall structure as I normally would be given the diagonal setup and all that stuff. So again, we've hit the 1.0. A corrective 3-wave move down that holds 4253 should point us to 4230 to 50. Then we look for one more pullback, and then it should point us up towards 4370 to 4400 to complete the move. Now, if they do happen to break down below 4253, there is a chance that there's a 5-wave move here. It's not my favorite, okay? This could be an impulsive move down. I'd want to see more because micro counts just aren't that reliable. We have them on here and we talk about them because that's how you start to build a structure, which is why they fail a lot, because they're the start to a structure. Until you have a structure in place, you're going to get a lot of failure points. It's a key concept when people say Elliott Wave doesn't work. Well, no, you're just too early in the count. You're trying to count up or down before it's time. So anyway, this is the start to a structure. It's not the greatest 5-wave move I've ever seen, but I can call it 5. And if they're able to bounce and then come down and break the 618, and then give us another 4 or 5 like that, now we've got a bigger 5-wave structure built with 5-wave structures inside of it. That would be much more bearish, in my opinion. Then we would start to look for them to come down here and try to break 4178, and then 4175 in that area, and then 4100 overall. Again, that moves in waves, not in a straight line, but you get the idea. So if they're able to break the 618, that's the first warning. If they're able to do it in a 5-wave move, that's the second warning that the bull move is over. So that would be what we look for on the bearish side. Over on the NASDAQ, okay, the NASDAQ is in the same type of spot as the ES, pulling back here. They want to hold 14,472 as their level. Okay, so we would look for them to come back and hold 14,472. and come up and make a couple more highs towards 14,900 to complete this B wave. That would be a standard path. That would complete wave 5 to the upside, 3, 4, 5 to complete the move, complete wave B, complete wave C, and then we'd start looking for the downside from there. Very similar to the ES. We would look for them to top out around the 14,932 area up to as high as 15,000. Maybe they come up and tag that since they're so close, hit 15,000 and then reverse. So if they're going to continue on the bullish path, you would want them to hold that 14,472 area. Again, if they break down below 14,472, how they break it matters. We would like to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type move where they break down. That would give us our first indication that they're going to try to break it down. Then, of course, we need them to see them break 14,250 right here. And then a break of this 13,567 area would be a very strong sign that the bull move is over and we are likely heading down, especially if we get it in a 5-wave structure. So very similar paths on both charts. They both have clear parameters. They both have pretty clear support zones. The bulls need to hold 14,472. And then if they can't hold that 14,250 would be a last ditch as a potential 1-2 and a little bit higher on NASDAQ, but I don't see that as a real possibility because that would really put us, I think, too high overall, and the NASDAQ MACD is already in the nosebleeds. So I do think that sooner than later this should start to turn over, but we do have the potential to push up towards 15,000 before we do. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It will take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it and become part of the trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. We finished our Elliott Wave for Beginners course. It's an incredible course. If you don't want to become a monthly member, you can buy the course on its own, and it is $67. It has 25 videos in there explaining Elliott Wave. Here's what it looks like on the inside. You have the introduction. You have all of my complete chart setup, every tool I use and how I use it and why it's important. Here's the thing people don't understand. Elliott Wave on its own is powerful. Elliott Wave used correctly with the right tools is really amazing. It's really an amazing tool, and this tells you how to use all of those tools with Elliott Wave to understand how to really know when tops and bottoms are coming, why they're coming, and what targets to look for. It's an incredible course. I really encourage you to try it. If you don't want to become a monthly member, as I said, you can buy it a la carte right here. Now, if you do want to become a monthly member and want to join one of our rooms, it is included in both rooms, okay? So in our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts. I do it live. I answer all of your questions. We go through that, as well as the training material you just saw and any other training material you do. I'm getting ready to start our advanced Elliott Wave course, and that will be included in both rooms. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades last anywhere from a few days to a few months, so we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are interested in day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that absolutely crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trade that's so unique. Something you kind of have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, key takeaways for today. The market needs to hold key levels on both charts. We have clear parameters. 42.53 is a key level for the bulls. If they can hold that, we can see a push higher up to as high as 43.70 in the waves I described in the video. If they break below that, how they break it matters, but a 5-wave move would be a very strong indication that the move up has stopped. Over on the NASDAQ, same type of thing. We have a clear support level. That for support level is the 14,472 area. Below that, okay, it becomes less likely we go higher, and below that in a 5-wave manner is a very strong indication of a move down, and then a break of 14,250 and 13,567 would be very strong indicators for the move down. Guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.